People like buying from people like themselves. And it is a sad truth, but it is the truth. The good news is that the common denominator between everyone is imperfection. So
okay, so I have I do a lot of artificial intelligence things that I talk about. I say the one thing artificial intelligence cannot replicate is human imperfection, and that's what makes us beautiful things.
It's what we see.
Exactly. It's a commonality.
In other people.
And
you don't like things that are perfect. You fucking hate things that are perfect.
You have a half black, half Jewish, half black, half white Jewish kid in LA. How do I catch a vibe with a 72-year-old woman in Utah who's Mormon? Like, I don't know what I have in common with her, but the minute that
You both are great kissers, obviously. This guy was talking earlier about he felt
when I was engaged to my fiance over 10 years ago, I would show up to meetings late because we would do wedding planning a lot. And I'd show up to meetings, work meetings, and I'd be like, hey, I'm really sorry that I was late. I have this fiance. She's a really big wedding planner. We were talking about bougainvilleas and roses, and it doesn't matter. I'm just saying I'm sorry. And almost every time I would get someone on the other end of this meeting with Colin, don't worry about it. It's going to be way easier on your second marriage.
Wait,
that's a quote.
Real quote.
Is your fiance in the story the 72-year-old woman from Utah?
No, it's completely different stories.
My imagery in my head was
this is just a story.
Different women.
Okay.
This is a story about random people seeing themselves in me. I'm not losing a deal when someone's giving me their marital history in the first 20 seconds.
So because you guys are both smiley dudes. I'm a smiley guy. Do you think that translates? Because I feel like I'm attracted to folks that are happy and smiling all the time. Mm-hmm. I trust that factor. Is that something? Because you guys study this. I just want to know. Is that one of the things?
It's an interesting question, and it's like what comes first, the
commonality.
The commonality, or does that lead to the happiness? I don't know. I've never thought about that.
It's neuro-linguistic programming was a thing.
Neuro-linguistic.
It was a thing that salespeople probably still do, and it was a thing for a while. It was a trend. Like if you cross your legs, I cross my legs. You mirror.
Wow. Which is the most bullshit.
Could we just write a book where we could show people the reason why people were leaning in was because they were actually engaged, and you didn't need to lean in because you were.
There's a lot of trial lawyers that sell a lot of bullshit, and one of this is these things.
Yeah.
You're the jurors and do this, and I think it's the fake.
So here's why it's fake.
I've heard a lot of this too.
Isn't not to say it's bullshit, but I think Rex Paris is into a lot of that. Mm-hmm. Like how he walks into the courtroom, or what kind of bag you carry.
Yeah.
You carry a alligator, Gucci bag, or you're going to bring in a JanSport backpack in front of the jury. And
I'm a backpack guy because it's more comfortable for me.
Yeah.
I have a couple of thoughts on this, but one of the things, we believe that the origin of this, let's just stick with mirroring for a second, because it sounds like lawyers are taught this as well. Probably at some point somebody studied some great conversation, some great trial lawyer who was in there, and they go, that guy's leaning forward when the other person's leaning forward. So that must be what you do. Yeah. But the reality is that person was so engaged authentically in the conversation, in the thing that they were saying, in the thing that they were doing, that they were naturally leaning in. And there's science behind this, that you do this naturally. So where we cringe a little bit on it is when people weaponize it and they're like, how can you be having a good conversation? How can you be doing your best work in front of a jury if you're thinking about your legs crossed or what you're carrying?
Look, I'm engaged right now and I'm sitting comfortably back with my legs crossed and...
Right, but you're not doing that on purpose. You know what I mean? So, I think...
No, he's mirroring me. No, he's not. Look,
NLP.
Got him.
Right.
Got him.
But if you're thinking about it, you're obviously
That's
not.
the thing with the smile, right? You're like, does the smile work? It's like, if you're smiling if I'm smiling because I think you're going to smile, I'll smile it a mile away.